Happy Sunday. Can you believe it's time for another video?
The hell?
I can't. And yep, I'm drinking coffee in my Halloween mug. I'm that girl. Anyway, Shannon's gonna give you a little rundown about what's in the video from the last few days and let you know what to expect.
So, Thursday morning I got up early and went to the valley, and Corey and Rob and I put the Scrambler together, and I met up with the guy down there for some more work, and then I got my butt back up here and got this thing together, and I was up late last night till about 1 in the morning screwing with things, and I was starting to get where I was gonna cry, I thought, because it wouldn't start. And the injection pump in the valley, I've never messed with one, but I guess you got to get the air out of them, and finally after a lot of screwing around with it, it fired off and made my Sunday.
There's also a little sneak peek in this video of some upcoming projects. We won't go into too much detail about that right now, but you'll see some vehicles arrive here at the Coop, which we're pretty excited about. So yeah, stay tuned for that, obviously. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, super hyping, all the things. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Yeah, or I'm gonna find a new job, something that pays better.
He's lying. Bye, guys.
Working out, dear. My eyes.
My good angle.
My eyes. Machaca and eggs. Delish.
Nothing like forgetting where I parked when it's raining outside. I just walked through the parking lot looking like an idiot, but whatever. I got some groceries to make dinner tonight. This shrimp bowl I've been wanting to make. I've been feeling kind of in a funk. We've been go, go, go for the last 6 weeks, getting the Scrambler ready, going to Rubicon, getting the race car ready, going to Crandon. We haven't been working out. We're just kind of out of our routine. And I want to get back into it before we head to Trail Hero at the end of the month. So wish us luck.
Well, I got my junk mostly loaded up. I come in here because I see Jess cooking. Now I'm hungry. It looks good.
Very strong onion.
Looks better than my lunch was.
What'd you eat for lunch?
Salsa and chips.
Well, I made that salsa, so I'm sure it was fine.
I know, but that was a weak lunch. I need food. I'm a growing boy.
Yes.
Look at that shrimp. I can't wait for dinner.
Okay, I know Shannon was already in here scoping out dinner, but I've got the shrimp marinating, and that's just olive oil, chili powder, cumin, pepper, salt, smoked paprika, some minced garlic, and that's gonna sit in there for a little while. And then I made the corn salsa right here. And obviously corn in there, cilantro, red bell pepper. I did the purple onion. There is lime juice. Actually, there's lime juice in the marinade for the shrimp also. And there's a jalapeno pepper in this salsa that we got at the farmer's market when we were in Crandon. And it is fire. It's hot, but this is really good. So we're gonna let this marinate for a little longer. Then I'm gonna grill those shrimp, and we'll put this all together with some avocado, some shredded lettuce, and I think something else. Oh, rice. All right, stay tuned.
I just love watching you cook.
I'm deleting that.
What?
I've got enough cooking videos in this episode.
Not like this one.
I'm sure. Take two. I just took a video, but apparently I forgot to hit start. Anyway, this is the grilled shrimp bowl. And as you can see, I've put it on a plate because there's a lot of food here. Grilled shrimp, the corn salsa. It's served with rice, shredded lettuce, and avocado.
And where's my shovel?
You don't need one. It's just for looks. Just
Feed
kidding.
me.
Okay.
Well, I think I seen him pulling in with the old Land Cruiser. I haven't seen what we're building yet, but let's go check it out. There she is. Have a tight driveway to get in with the big trailer. Just like that, he's off. That was pretty quick. Check this thing out. This was Brian's grandfather's, I think. Or maybe his dad's, I can't remember, but very clean. Look at that. Not a lick of rust. I'm not sure what we're doing to it, but it's a pretty sweet ride. Look at that. Well, we're all ready to go to the valley. I was gonna go this evening, but I think I'm gonna wait till in the morning. Get up at 3:30, head up there, but we got this all set over here out of the way, and we'll wait for Caprera to come and tell me what we're doing. Nobody likes getting up at 3 in the morning or 3:30 or whatever it is, but we got some work to do. Love that mountain range. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the big square bluffs. Superstition Mountains, man. They're pretty cool. Well, we're almost to Santan Hot Rods to meet up with Corey and Rob and get this Scrambler put together. Hopefully I can get out of here before this afternoon. It's supposed to rain, and I don't want to be traveling with a new ride, new paint job and everything, getting everything all schmucked up, but we're rolling into Santan Valley. These mountains here, them were the Santan Mountains when we were kids. That was kind of where we hung out and did all of our wheeling before rock crawling was a thing. And just some really good memories out there with my buddy Randy Ellis and some other friends. But pretty cool place. It's crazy to see all this grown up and everything. This was just nothing but orchards and farm fields and stuff back then. I remember driving home from here one time. It's probably 20 miles to where I lived from these mountains, and I remember I lost my forward gears and had to drive home in reverse in the middle of the night. But good memories. Santan Mountains. And I've already picked out my lunch spot for the day. Right here. They got some good burritos. The old Diamond Dot Market. I haven't had one in a while. Good Mexican food. And we're here. Santan Hot Rods. Let's get some work knocked out. Some pretty cool cars out here. Loving all this stuff. Well, I missed that portion of it. We got that off there though. She's a beauty. Look at that.
We're thinking of you, man. Somebody buy that guy Twix. You got it ready? Knock it out. It's 98 kp. You wake up.
Too nice. Good old worn rope with my stuff, and we'll get that put on there so we can lift it. Hopefully this goes as smooth as the last one, huh? got our ropes on there. Little. Going together slowly. And we'll back it in there now and finish hanging all the rest of the junk on it. Well, is my strap giving out? Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let me hook it to the axle. I forgot it don't have shocks and stuff. How far is it gonna go up? Yeah. Okay, we got it hooked around the axle tube. Can't wait. This thing's looking good. Guess we should have choked it up a little bit more, but we're close. We got the tank in. Starting to get some of this bolted down. It's kind of a maze on how this thing goes together. That speaker box is pretty tight, so we might have to spread the fenders a little bit to get it in there. Well, she's going together better than I thought. Speaker box slid in like butter. I'm not sure why, because we added material to it. Maybe because it's a little slicker than the aluminum where it bites, but pretty excited. Getting down to the nitty gritty. Little tailgate latch action. Yeah. One piece at a time.
For the line, right?
Yep.
She's a line.
I might have to raise them pins up. 'Cause I didn't know where to put them at. I think it's 15, 16. I think it's good enough on the bottom. It jams it. Here, I can. No. Yeah. Did you get one of them?
They're snug.
Okay.
None of them are tight though.
A lot better than my kid.
Boy, when you put the fenders on this thing, it's gonna be way out there, huh?
That's
Maybe
it, no fenders.
Maybe a little mud flap.
Yeah.
Here, catch my rock.
No fenders.
Okay, I can see it. You got some real big something.
See if you can turn that wheel that way. Yeah, that's pretty good. This should be good. Go back the other way, sorry. Yeah, that's good right there, I think. Yeah, it'll be all right. Them fender wells are good for something, not much, but something. Load it up. Thank you boys very much, man. You guys do beautiful work.
All right, man.
And I will be back with some more junk for you guys to work on. Look at this thing. It's just absolutely a mirror. Black is beautiful until Jess has to clean it. It should be like, help. And we're off. Got my hands all clean. We'll go see Grandma and my mom and maybe grab some lunch. Oh yeah, I gotta go to Diamond Dot and get me some burritos. Oh yeah, I'm getting my burrito. See what Mom and them want. just a little old grocery carniceria, but they make good burritos and green chili and stuff. They make the best burritos here. We're just waiting for them to get made. Now let's go to Mom's and eat some lunch, and then hopefully that road will be open by 2 and I can get out of here before it rains on us. It's supposed to be some storms coming in. Well, you been sleeping in, Grandma?
Trying to, they won't let me.
Your sister beat you up. What's up? She's been up and drove over here to see you. Well, this is Grandma's sister, Pat. Aunt Pat. Say hi, Pat. And this is her daughter, April. Hi. And Mom's in there slaving away on the stove making us some lunch.
I told her we'd bring some pizzas. I don't want to come over.
Well, I brought some burritos and stuff, and she's like, well, I already made lunch. I said, okay. I borrowed Mom's car so I could run up here and meet Bruce. I'm going to look at a rack on a Jeep Gladiator that he's wanting me to build, so I figured while I was over here picking up my anodized parts, I would meet up with him. Hopefully I can find somewhere right here. But we'll see what it looks like. Bruce, I have not met Bruce yet. Bruce, Shannon, nice to finally meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, Shannon.
Well, you got a nice ride.
Dirty.
Yeah, that's what they get. I'm on my way home finally. I met with Bruce, met him. He's a nice guy. We might start working on his little project next week while I'm waiting for some other stuff. And of course, the old Scrambler. So let's get some work done. Uh-oh, it's starting to sprinkle. It's pretty heavy. Well, I dodged the rain, but road mist. Hopefully it's not too bad. We're almost home. Got her unloaded. Now I just got to unload all the junk and tools out of my truck, and we'll wipe this thing down a little bit, just get some of the road grime off. Not bad though. She is one sexy ride. Pretty excited. Well, I'm pretty tired, but I'm gonna hang some of the wiring in there. I'll work for a little while, and then I'll get back after it tomorrow. Yep, got my wiring basket here. Everything I pulled out. We're gonna start by putting all the button heads that hold the wiring underneath, so I'll get all them in there. That way I can put all the battery cables and stuff back in. Start with all the wiring and just the miscellaneous stuff like that. I feel like that's gonna make it go together a little easier. There's a few things I'm looking at and I already forgot where they went, but after messing with it for a little bit, I'll figure it out. So, yep. Cart comes in handy. I roll it right up to my job that I'm doing. I'm getting ready to mount this welder in here now. So, we'll slowly work this stuff in here. Maybe we won't. I don't know. I can't remember how I pulled it out. LOL. What I had to do was pull the bracket off to put it in. Now I'll put the bracket back on. Even though I made it, I forgot how it worked. LOL. This is probably the hardest part, the wiring. Putting it back in there and stuff. We got the welder in. Got that all hooked up. So I'm just slowly going along. My amp goes underneath the seat. And there's plugs and stuff, and the seat actually holds that down. And then, got that. Then I got these lights, and they're gonna go inside on this angle, so it's kind of a soft light, not just blinding you, and then you'll be able to see inside the car. So I'm gonna peel that next and stick it on the inside of the body. I got the other side done already. All right, got the batteries in there. I gotta tie cables up and stuff still. I just need to wait till I get some other stuff in to make sure I don't need to tie it with it. But she's coming together. All this little battery box worked out good, my hold downs. Okay, next we'll put these Deutsch plugs up from underneath, get them all threaded in. We got one on each side. This one goes right here. These are kind of nice. Little bulkheads to go through the body. That way you don't have grommets and stuff, so they're all sealed. Worked out pretty sweet. My holes were a little butchy where I drilled them. I was blind that day, and you can't tell though now that the Rhino liner's on there. It looks good enough for who it's for, right? Don't tell Jess I said that. And then last but not least, this side. We'll get that one in there. And then we'll put the rock lights up in the wheel wells. So much little tedious crap. I don't know. I kind of like the old days when they were just simple, not much in here. But all this stuff's real cool. Have some lights at night. The ambiance when you stop to have you a little beverage on the trail, or if you're underneath there working on something, comes in kind of handy. But lots of work to get it all in there though, that's for sure. Now I'm putting the fuel neck in. It's kind of a tight fit. This piece was actually made to go on the outside of the body, but it looks cleaner on the inside, so it goes in there. I just have to fidget with it a little bit, and then you can see where I got my fuel hoses come through the deal there and hook up. These will be all tied up nice and neat when we're done. Starting to come together. I put a lot of bolts, or Allen, whatever, cap screws in there, thinking it would make it look more industrial, but it just made a lot more work, is all it did. So, doesn't look bad. You don't really even notice them. Got the filler in there. Everything's coming together. Well, I think I'm calling it a night. I'm wore out. Been up since 3. Lots more stuff to put in there. That wiring harness. Quite a bit. Friday morning, and we got a bunch of stuff to do today. Got some kind of exciting news for me coming this afternoon. You'll see when it gets here, but time to get to work. I'm getting this bulkhead in here for the AC and stuff. Get that all in, and whatever else I can get in here. Okay. Now we're just gonna tighten it. Okay. And the heater hoses. These are kind of nice to have, then you don't have to worry about ever changing them. A little high dollar for a heater, but it's gonna make it nice. This computer mount worked out pretty slick. It just has a U piece between it out of aluminum that bolts the two computers together, and then they run up, and over here little cannon plugs. 2 bolts right there hold them to the firewall. And then out here we have the cannon plugs. Very nice setup. Everything's super clean. Locks on nice. And we'll tie these up. The wiring is slowly going in. It's such a spaghetti of stuff. I got little tabs welded underneath here to zip tie it to, but just trying to make sure everything lays in perfect. And now I need the speakers and stuff up in here so I can plug it in and make sure the wires are zip tied in the correct spot. When I made these, I put concaved radiuses in it so that it fit the tube, so that it actually kind of helps hold itself up in there. And it only has 3 screws that hold it on, or 3 Allen head, flat heads, whatever. Got them all in there. You can kind of see how flush it sits, and then the roof just covers everything up. And then they got nice little plugs, bulkhead plugs in there. So now I can run my wires up to it. Did you come out to help Grandpa?
Yeah. Came running over to see what Grandpa was doing. What's Grandpa working on? Let's go fix your hair, honey. You gotta find your clips.
You want some tools, don't you?
I know.
How about some coffee, Grandma?
You wanna help? It's hot.
Yeah, and then maybe she can have some gummy bears. I've got some wiring that runs along this rail, and I've got that light that's up in here, and these wires go to the back. And I hate putting zip ties on tubes because when you clean them, you know what I mean? It just looks like crap. So I drilled a little hole, and then this, for the soft top, it goes real close to it, but you won't really notice it. I mean, that's a very small zip tie, so I think it's gonna look pretty good. You come to help me again? Yeah. I'm just trying to fix my wires, Emerald. So Zeb got himself a truck, and I've been wanting my old Jeep back. That was the very first Jeep I ever built. And we're gonna do a solid axle swap on this, and he's gonna trade me for labor for the old Jeep. I'm kind of excited about getting my old ride back, except for the working on it part. Yeah. So Zeb doesn't really fit in the Jeep, but he bought himself a truck, and we're gonna put 60s under it, get rid of the A-arm crap, and do him up some good stuff. Zeb's new truck. Can't wait to see it with 60s in it and stuff. He's gonna be excited. He just wants something to go beat around in the woods, something that's dependable. And if we're gonna do an axle swap, I said, well, we might as well put 60s in it, and then it'll last you forever. Yeah. It's all done up. And here's my old ride we're gonna be trading for. Hard to believe I built that long ago. Needs a little work. Pretty cool ride. Jess is like, you're not turning it black.
Nope. You're not.
All right, dear.
Staying OG.
All right, OG it is. She'll probably end up driving it more than me.
So it's the perfect color for me.
Oh yeah?
You had that color for the girl's name Shannon, right?
Oh boy, you're gonna get a spanking now.
Oh boy. Scared.
Yeah, she definitely needs some body work. And Zeb's buddy Keith that brought the truck up, he's gonna take Donnie's Jeep down to Donnie. That way Donnie can finish up the dumb stuff. Donnie's winch to work this afternoon. Got the old worn snatch block. I know. We call it the junkyard Jeep, but it is not a junkyard Jeep. It's a pretty sweet ride. A lot of people wish theirs was this nice. Yep, she's all loaded up, Donnie. She'll be heading down the hill. And next we're gonna put the Willwood brake pedal in, get that in and finish tying up wires over here. Getting the fuel lines and fuel line and brake lines and the ARB line all ran together. It's starting to come together. Got the firewall. Got everything coming up the firewall. I love that shiny firewall. Looking good. Now I'm putting all the desktop trim on for the soft top. And these bolts, they come a country mile long, so I am going to trim them down. I just take my Phillips screwdriver and stick them in there, and I'm just cutting them pretty much in half. I'm not really measuring them, but that's it. Then I just take them over here to this. Redneck short bolt. The other things I need to do is I need to trim this off. I had these guys make this tub, the wheel well is 40 between the wheel well instead of whatever a Jeep is. So this is off now, but it still works for the top. I just got to trim it. So I'll mark that and cut away. And we'll go ahead and save that piece just in case maybe I want to put it on the tailgate, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work without it. Now let's see how she fits up here. You can see how this is a lot shorter, so it's not going to be sticking through there a country mile. Look like some redneck crap. And then we just do this one. And then, as soon as I get this done, Jess and I are going to go to dinner with Dustin and his wife, Melissa. They're renting the Airbnb, and they're out there playing pool right now. And then we'll put this final piece on here, and then we can go to dinner, I think. Yeah. Okay, time to get back to work. Saturday morning. We had a good night last night. Hung out with our Airbnb guests, Dustin and Melissa. So today I'm gonna get the grill put back together, get all the lights and stuff in it, try and get the shocks on it and brakes bled. I'm sure hoping I can be driving this thing tomorrow. Go for a Sunday cruise with the girl. Next, we are going to put the ducting in for the AC and the defrost. Get that cut in there. Pretty tight up in here. Luckily, I put this nice big window in this brake bracket here, so my AC duct can come out. And then this one wraps around and hooks on right here for the defrost. I cut it pretty tight getting these in here. We successfully got them hooked up. The only thing is I screwed up and did not order the Y that goes on here to split for the console ducting. So I'm gonna have to order that, but at least that little piece comes out fairly easy. So we'll get that ordered next week. Well, I was gonna put the dash in next, but I need to put my antenna cable in there, and I wanna cover it with some heat shrink. This yellow is kinda not my favorite color on a black vehicle, so I'm waiting for Drew to bring over some heat shrink, but meanwhile I'll get the shifter in and some other miscellaneous things, but she's really coming together. Transmission shifter's in. Now I just need to get my transfer case sticks in there. Yeah, let's get this thing up in the air and put some shocks on it.
Points for me.
This is some in-between volleyball game activity.
What?
Okay, we got the shocks and stuff back on. Got her sitting up right height. She's a little bit high, but by the time I get the skid plate and all the stuff in it and full of fuel and stuff, it hopefully will come down where I like it. And now I'm going to do some redneck stuff. You can see my cables that are ran along up here for the antennas and stuff. And it just so happens that the one for my two-way radio is yellow. So I'm gonna paint it so it doesn't stand out so much.
So volleyball's all over. We're in Hollister now, doing some shopping for the jeans.
Yep.
The fun stuff has begun, right, Kennedy?
All right, we got the dash ready to go in. Got the roof on, got the antenna on there. All the antenna cables are in, even the redneck painted one. Kind of nice because you can't really see it. I don't know how long it'll last, but at least it makes me happy, so time to put the dash in. I put this in there, and it all plugs in very simply to these wires. Then I just bolt it in. So I got that in there, and I've got a bolt hole right there, and I need to take this fender washer because that hole's bigger than what I need. So I'm gonna take, this is one of my bottom punch dies, and I'm gonna take that. Hang on one second. Okay, so I want this to be concaved so that sits flat. Flip it over. What do you think? Take that taper out. It was just a fender washer. So now we'll thread it in there. Pretty nice, huh? Now we'll put the steering column in there. Just like that. That simple. So I've been messing with this thing for quite a while, trying to get it to fire, and I ended up spraying brake clean down it to get that high pressure injection pump to fire off, and it finally fired. So need to put my intake back on. I was thinking I had something wrong. There just didn't, it had air in that injection pump, so. Yeah, I was thinking I was gonna have a bad night because my car wouldn't fire up, but she finally fired. I've never messed with these ones with this whatever the hell you call it, high pressure injection pump in it. And I'm glad it runs. Now I'll at least be able to sleep tonight. Let's try this again now. Battery on. It's kind of slow. Yes. Can't wait to drive it tomorrow. Speakers in there now. Got my door strap / speaker wire holder. She's coming together, and my door bag. Check it out. So it's gonna work out good, I think. So when I made these, I just drilled them 1/8 inch. Now I'm gonna tap them 1032, and the speakers had these Allen screws that went in them, and I didn't have enough. So, and I could not find them. I don't know where they're made at or whatever, but I found these. So I'm gonna drill the speaker. I drilled the speakers out, and they have to have these spacers, so I drilled them out, and I'm putting 1032 on the speakers also. I think it worked out pretty good, especially for a quickie. I didn't know what I was gonna do when I built it, and I just kind of threw something together, and it turned out pretty nice. Yep. Sweet. Now we'll go over here and put it on. Perfect. So I had Rob from Willie's Works send me these brackets. They're door stops. They have these pins that go on them. I'm gonna clean them up and paint them and put them on there with my strap that I keep the door from opening too far. Put a little bit of cast blast on there. Paint them up. This stuff dries fast, that's why I like to use it. Not bad. Look like brand new, huh? Thank you, Rob, for sending these. I'll get them put in there now. You have to check out my lights and stuff. I'm loving my dome lights. That brightens up all that pretty good. And then I got these. And then there's some underneath the rails right here. Makes it look pretty bright in there at night so we can see what's going on. Kind of like some ambiance of some sort. Here's with the lights out. Speakers all light up and stuff. I haven't figured out how to make them go with the sound of the music yet, but that's a job for Jess. Yes, them worked out very nice. love it. So I took some 1032 button heads and cut the head off and sanded it to a point. And then I'm putting them on my emblem here, and that's how I'm going to mark these threaded holes on the body. So you can see how they all set on there. And then I'm going to just take a mallet and I'll tap it after I get it measured where I want it, and then I'll drill them. So I'm thinking like that. So I'll draw a line on there and then I'll tap that. Hopefully you like it. I do. All right, let's go for it. I hope. I think I can see it. Just like that. She is coming together. I got these badges on here. You'll have to let me know what you think. They're aluminum, anodized gold. Kind of looks a little mustardy, but the rest of it looks like that too. So hopefully it looks good enough for y'all. Let me know what you think. Well, it's been a long day. Almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even realize it. I was busy playing with the ride, so go take me a bath and get to bed.
All right, guys, if you like what you saw, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We'll see you next week. Shannon's going to get to work on some more fabrication projects and all the fun stuff. Thanks for watching.